Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. This is your girl, Mommy So True. Guys, welcome in. So good to see you. If you're new here, it's a blessing that you're here to join this thriving community. Thank you so much for taking this time to watch. To all my day one subscribers. Today I would like to take a few moments of your time and talk to you about a topic that's often misunderstood and overlooked in our society right now. The concept of narcissism and the Jezebel Spirit. These two terms, it may initially seem unrelated, but I believe that they are closely interconnected, and it helps you understand the effects of what you've been through, what you're going through with that narcissist, how it affects your daily life, your daily living. This is crucial for personal growth and healthy relationships moving forward after going through narcissistic abuse and dealing with narcissists in your life. First, I'd like to invite you to subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and share your comments below. If you need to utilize me as a life coach to help you navigate pulling, strength back into your life, proclaiming your power after dealing with a narcissist, please reach out to me. Look in the description box below on how to book sessions or reach out to me for further contact. Let's start by defining what a narcissist is. According to the American Psychological Association, narcissism is a personality trait, and it's characterized by an extensive sense of self-importance, a need for admiration. There's a major lack of empathy for others. Narcissists often have this grandiose sense of self, and they believe they're better than everybody. They believe they're better than others. They also tend to use manipulation and charm to get what they want. Even if it means hurting their loved ones, even if it means destroying their children, exploiting their children, they will give up their kids for things. They will walk away from marriages and relationships to jump on someone else or something else, or think that it's greener somewhere else. They will use and abuse, chew you up and spit you out with no remorse. On the other hand, the Jezebel Spirit is a term used in the biblical and spiritual context, and it describes a controlling and manipulative spirit. It's a spirit that seeks dominance and destruction. The spirit of Jezebel is believed to be sexually immoral, prideful, and rebellious. And now in these modern times, the Jezebel spirit is associated with toxic, abusive relationships where one person uses power and manipulation to control their partner, or a parent using power and manipulation to control their children. This can be a friend. This can be bosses, co-workers, neighbors, siblings. It doesn't really matter what the person is in your life. They can have this narcissism, Jezebel spirit. To me, it's the same thing. Now, you may be wondering, why choose to speak about these two seemingly negative concepts? Well, the truth is that both narcissism and the Jezebel spirit are prevalent in our society. Look all around you. Why are you here? Their effects can be so damaging. It destroys people's health. Their mental stability goes down. Their emotional well-being is fractured. It will damage and destroy your life, your well-being in relationships if it goes left unchecked. So let's talk about the impact of narcissism. The thing is, when someone is excessively self-absorbed and lacks empathy for others, it can create a major toxic environment, which will affect any relationship, whether it's personal or professional. Because narcissists often engage in gaslighting, which, by the way, is a form of witchcraft. Manipulating, which is, causing people to doubt their own perceptions, their realities, and feel insane and crazy. Narcissistic abuse is crazy making. This leads to confusion. The author of confusion is Satan. This leads to anxiety, low self-esteem, and other destructive behaviors and bad toxic cycles in their victims. Moreover, the narcissist envies and has a disgusting need for constant admiration, which can make them emotionally draining and exhausting to be around. And I know you've dealt with one, you've escaped one, or you're trying to get away from them. These toxic demons, they view people as mere objects just to boost their ego and to fulfill their needs rather than being individuals with their own thoughts and emotions. They're just professional users, which is the same thing that comes with that Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel spirit creates chaos and destruction in relationships and people's lives. The need to control, the manipulation tactics they use in relationships leading to emotional and physical abuse. It can also create a power imbalance where one person is constantly feeling manipulated and dominated and the other just getting away with ruthless, dirty games, which leads to codependency and toxic dynamics. The narcissist is the Jezebel spirit. Being in relationships where you're constantly belittled and manipulated to make you feel as though you're not good enough is a relationship with a demonically possessed being, someone who carries that Jezebel spirit. This type of toxic behavior is known as narcissistic abuse, but as devastating as the impact is on one's mental and emotional and even spiritual well-being, is confirmation that it's not just a disorder. Jezebel was a queen, someone who had a leadership status just like many of the narcissists that you know. The confidence, the boasting, prideful ways about them, how they just feel like they're on top of the world and the world wouldn't spin around if they weren't in it. With their manipulative and controlling behaviors towards men and women. Similarities of narcissism and the Jezebel spirit is striking. Narcissistic abuse involves the gaslighting, the love bombing, the crazy manipulation tactics. That's the same thing that Jezebel does. The self-importance, the need for constant validation and admiration beyond what a normal human being needs. That's the Jezebel spirit. Manipulating and lying for your own benefit. That's the Jezebel spirit. According to the Bible's teachings, the Jezebel spirit represents evil, which is associated with sexual sin and witchcraft. If you know a narcissist, you know that this describes them. The shortest description of a narcissist is someone who practices witchcraft through sex and manipulation. You know, they use seduction and lies to reel you into their trap. And then before you know it, they're controlling your whole life. They're telling you when to eat, how to eat, where to go, who to go with, what to do. You find yourself reporting yourself doing any and everything because you are walking on eggshells with someone who wants to control every aspect of you. And most narcissists use charming tactics to lure people in. They come off very sweet, very nice, just to pull you into their web of lies and deceit. They prey on people's vulnerabilities and weaknesses. This is how they get their victims. You become a victim because they make you believe what they want you to believe. And you're targeted because you are somebody who is willing to fulfill other people's needs. So the Jezebel spirit attaches to you. That's that empath. One of the major similarities between the Jezebel spirit and narcissism is the ability to twist reality. Okay, narcissistic abusers and people with the Jezebel spirit are master manipulators, master gaslighters. They will twist the truth and make their victims doubt their own reality and sanity, which is just a form of control. It's all about control, so you can question your judgment. That's why if you've been through narcissistic abuse your whole life, you find yourself in toxic relationships because your judgment is not what it should be. It's not healthy. You've been blinded. You've been poisoned over and over and over again with the lies and the manipulation and the deceit. The Jezebel spirit is the reason why the narcissist has an inability to understand and share feelings of others, because Jezebel has no empathy, no remorse for actions. They only care about their own needs and willing to do whatever it takes to fulfill them. As a thriver, as someone who is surviving this, if you're watching this right now, the most important question here is, how do we protect ourselves from the detrimental effects of narcissism and the Jezebel spirit? To me, the answer is setting healthy boundaries, becoming educated, and recognizing your self-worth. We got to understand that we're not responsible for other people's actions and behaviors. Our focus is us and God, learning how to stand up for ourselves and not allow the Jezebel spirit to ruin us. Just like the prophet Elijah, Jezebel could not get to that man. The more she tried to destroy God's people, her ending was more than ugly. She was thrown out of a window, crushed by many horses, and then eaten by dogs. This is the karma of every narcissist. It may not be that disgusting, that extreme or severe, but they always get what they deserve because the spirit they carry is nasty. It's unwanted and it's ungodly. And it's also very essential to cultivate self-love and self-care. When we have a strong sense of self-worth, we're less likely to fall prey to the charms and manipulations of the narcissist or the Jezebel spirit. We must also remember that it's not our responsibility to change or fix these toxic personalities. You cannot fix a disordered narcissistic person because they carry the demons of Jezebel. This is a task that you do not want to undertake. It's going to destroy you. It's going to ruin you. It's going to kill you. And they will continue to steal from you. So as we navigate through relationships, let's remember to practice empathy and compassion. We're the winners here because that's what we carry to our core. They can't take that from you. I encourage you to be aware of the presence of narcissism and the Jezebel spirit in our society and how it can affect us. Most of us are empaths. The Jezebel spirit is after empathetic people, godly people, people with good, kind hearts. And they'll stop at nothing to make sure they've killed, stolen, and attempted to destroy you. Your self-worth, setting strong boundaries, protecting yourself at all costs to avoid their destructive effects. But in order to do that, you must acknowledge, you must embrace the truth behind narcissism. It's a spiritual thing. Narcissists are controlled by demonic influence and demonic possession. And to me, the number one spirit behind a narcissist is the Jezebel spirit. The selfish, conniving, prideful, ungrateful, dissatisfied, cunning, criticizing, shameful, greedy, extremely manipulative, have to lie, have to seduce, setting people against you, doing things that confirm how envious they are of you, sabotaging your life, setting traps for you to fall in so that your life cannot go the way that it should. The Jezebel spirit. As a true survivor of narcissistic abuse, I know that you can make it through this. I know that with God, you will get through this. You have to reframe your mindset, change your perspective on what you're looking at, what you've been married to, and what you're laying next to. Change your mindset on feeling like it's your fault, like you've done something wrong because this person has convinced you to feel like that. Because the problem is them. They carry a demonic spirit. They carry an unclean spirit. And because of this spirit, you notice how unstable this person is. You notice the extreme highs and the extreme lows. You notice that nothing you ever do is good enough and satisfying enough for them. And they will continue to torture you regardless of what you do, how you do it, regardless of who you are or what you have to offer. It doesn't matter. And most of you will notice that this person came into your life when you were doing well. And they've stripped you down to nothing. They've left you looking like a fool. They've humiliated you in front of your family, in front of your friends. They've taken things from you that you never thought they would take because maybe in the beginning they tricked you and made you believe that they were loyal and faithful and everything that you ever hoped for and dreamed of because they're deceptive. Their only intention from day one was to destroy you. Is to destroy you, steal. That's why they leave you in such an emotional, tormental state where you have to seek help, where you now have to go to a church, seek some type of deliverance and pray these demons off of you, where you are now walking around your home praying and shouting for these demons to leave your home because that is what they are and that's the energy that they bring into your life. I truly believe that with God, you can survive narcissistic abuse. If you grow spiritually, if you connect to God, the higher power, if you fall on God, lean on God, this thing does change for you. The narcissist doesn't win this game. They cannot. Not with God's chosen, not with God's people. Absolutely not. I strongly believe that the knowledge behind this and addressing these issues is how we can now thrive and create healthier relationships, more fulfilling lives, more joy and happiness for ourselves. Embracing the truth, knowing that what you dealt with was a wicked person, a person with that Jezebel spirit. That's why nothing you did is good enough. That's why nothing you say works. That's why they're not hearing you. They're mentally dead, they're spiritually dead, they're emotionally dead. The best thing to do is to find a way to walk away. Find a way to change your perspective if they've walked away. Embrace that discard. I know it may be painful to go through, but look within yourself and understand that you've been tormented by a demon, and that's why it's so painful to shake it. But you got to be willing to shake it. You can't shake it without God. So I just wanted to share that thought with you today. Anyone who may be struggling with those trauma bonds, having a hard time avoiding those hoovers, maybe devastated by a discard, please know you're dealing with someone with an unclean spirit. They're treating you with hatred. They don't know how to love you. They don't know how to be there, support you, and fight for that relationship because they are the Jezebel spirit. They're not here for you. They're not willing to value you and see you for what you are. They are not that person that you want them to be. You're in love with what you thought they were, or what you thought and what you wanted them to be based on the deception that they showed you early on. But you will never get that thrill again because they've gotten you where they needed to get you. They got you to fall into their trap. And now it's up to you to cut that off. The power of your cutoff, it frees you from these demonic entities. The world is calling them narcissists, but I'm calling them demons. Thank you so much for watching today's video, beautiful people. I appreciate your time. Stay blessed, stay true, and please keep thriving forward. Until next time, beautiful people, take care.